Hello friends, it's Trevor, it's Avery, it's Pat, it's Dean, it's the citywide special. The Phillies keep winning and hold the best record in baseball after taking 2 of 3 against the Marlins, followed by a 2-game sweep of the Mets. Can the Phils continue to take advantage of a favorable schedule? Speculation on the Sixers offseason continues. Could Daryl Morey consider drafting Bronny James in a play to bring LeBron to Philly? The Eagles schedule is finally released. What do we think the Birds' record will be? All that and more coming up right now. How's it going, fellas?
Pretty good. Had a really nice, lovely Mother's Day weekend. Shout out to all those moms out there. Got to see my mom. Got to see little Steph Garrity as well. You know what I mean? So that was nice.
Shout out Steph Garrity.
Yeah, nice pleasant weekend. We all went over there, cooked for her and stuff like that. So that was nice to give her like the nice day off. Again, wouldn't be a pod day if it wasn't shitting out. So it was raining again all day today.
Hell yeah.
Not all day, but
it goes.
Right around the time it's about to leave the house, started raining again, so classic. And the Phillies are home, so they couldn't possibly have a homestead without it being rainy or cold or dark or damp. But they'll keep the winning streak going, so I'll take that. But yeah, man, other than that, can't complain. Yeah. Great to have a new face down here, which is also great.
Yeah. Happy to be here. It's, we've been talking about it for a while. It's only taken 61 episodes, but better late than never.
Yeah, D-Fop Dean in the house, man. We don't even have an injury to talk about. We just good to have you here, ready to hang out, talk some sports, talk about Eagles schedule release. But yeah, shout out to the moms. Yo, Pat, what'd you make for Mother's Day?
So, Steph already had half the shit ready to rock. So, she had like steaks in the fridge and some salmon. So, she gave me the steaks to do on the grill. So, I cooked up 2 ribeyes, 1 filet. I just sliced them up for people to have pieces up. Mikey made a little pasta dish with a little bacon and cheese and stuff like that.
Okay.
Shout out McCarty.
Steph did the salmon, but, you can't keep her out of the kitchen the whole time. I mean, she needed to step in there for a little bit, as she does with things. But it was a good time, you know what I mean? Nice, beautiful day. And then for my parents, we made a little chicken marsala for my mom and dad. Well, for my mom, not my dad. But, yeah, it was nice. I woke up Monday feeling very full. Full heart, full belly. Couldn't complain.
That's the way she goes, man.
Yeah.
I made some Indian food. I took a stab at some chicken tikka masala. I did good.
Okay.
I did good. I didn't even know if my mom liked Indian food. I texted her the day before. I'm like, yo, is this okay? She's like, that sounds absolutely wonderful. So I came through. Me, my mom, and my sister ate some Indian food. We were catching up on some Abbott Elementary, having a good time, having some laughs. It's a beautiful day. Shout out to all the moms. Trevor and Dean, what y'all did for your moms?
We just went out to like brunch over in Jersey and like Oakland.
Where?
You know that place? It's called the Cove.
No, in Oakland?
I think it's in Oakland. It's like not that far from like the Oakland Manor. Kind of like, I don't know. I'm not sure how to describe exactly where it is, but it's in there somewhere. It's just like a big, like, I don't know. They had a big like buffet and all that kind of shit.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I was at work because my schedule's ass, but I did buy my mom some concert tickets for a show in Atlantic City in a few months.
Who's she
That's
going to
what
see?
she wanted. I don't know, some guy I don't know. I think his name's like Chris Cross or something. He plays a guitar.
Chris Cross?
I think so. Chris something. I don't know. It's a show at Harrah's. My parents like going down to Atlantic City. They got the condo down there on the beach, so that's what she asked for. I would have liked to have been there, obviously, on the day itself, but I was at work until like 8 p.m. And it is what it is.
Too busy being a doctor, saving lives and whatnot, I suppose.
We got to go over there the weekend before for my grandmom's 99th birthday, so
damn.
got to spend some time in Collingswood the other week.
Yeah, shout out Vovo. Yeah.
99,
shout out
damn.
Vovo.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
man. Well, it sounds like the moms had a great weekend, so that's all they can ask for. You know what I mean? Good gifts, good food, good company.
Yeah,
Come on now.
Shout out to the women. Yo, shout out to the WNBA.
Yeah.
The WNBA's back, yo.
Hot start.
It is back.
Yo, did y'all watch that Fever Sun game, Caitlin Clark's
I
debut?
did.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did.
a little 22 point. I mean, they got
10 turnovers.
smack, but yeah.
Yeah. She kind of got going in the second half, but
When it didn't really matter, but hey, she
Yeah,
had
they
the
got
same quintessential step back and all that she usually does in the NCAA. Her coach retired as well, which is funny as shit, but makes sense. What are we going to do with Caitlin Clark's 25-year stretch? You win a championship. You had arguably the best player in
they didn't win.
men's and women's.
Yeah, they lost.
They lost
twice.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Either way,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Hey,
Got close.
call it a day. You're never going to have that same roster again.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm a coach, it's just like, all right, I got lucky. I'm out. I'm going out while I'm semi on top.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm excited about the WNBA.
Yeah.
I love the WNBA. Yo, for real, man, I said this in the group chat yesterday. Caitlin Clark wasn't built for that physicality. Those women are physical than the NBA these days, dude. Some of the greens these girls set, and I'm like, damn, that's probably like running into a brick wall.
Has to be. Plus, the team that she was playing had the runner-up for the MVP, so like...
Oh, Alyssa Thomas, she's a beast,
she ain't
dude.
going against no, sophomore or rookie, freshman in college or things like that. You're going up against grown-ass women that have been here for a minute. I mean, it's nice. But yeah, Cameron Brink, you got Angel Reese out there looking good too. I mean, they're all doing their thing. It's great to see. Yeah. And it was funny because like even the announcers anticipated like a boost in viewership because they were like, old fans that have been here for a while, welcome back. New fans, like, we welcome you with open arms. It's exciting to see viewership go up. I mean, and that's great to see for the industry. New team just got unleashed too.
No Philly team.
No Philly team. Not yet, but probably soon, I would think.
It'll happen eventually.
Yeah. West Coast makes sense. I feel like, market's probably bigger and easier to do that out there. Where are they going to play here? We can't even keep our own men's team up in the building.
That's a good point. They can't also
they'll
play.
Wait for that shit. They'll wait to tear down Chinatown. They'll put the women's team up here.
Truthfully, I don't want Josh Harris to own the Phillies WNBA team anyway. No. So I'd rather wait till some other person comes along who wants to bring a franchise here.
I heard Serena Williams wants to buy a franchise. I don't know if she bought the one that's in California right now, but she is on the market to buy one. I don't know if she got the bid for the, what is it, like not the Golden State, it's like the Golden State or
the Golden State
Valkyries.
Yeah.
So, in due time.
Toronto's getting a team, which, Canada, they can have a team. That's cool.
Yeah.
We got to be next.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
The Philadelphia Bells, as I said on this very pod.
Yeah, I've heard a few people float that one. It sounds like
No, you heard it here first.
Be a good name.
You did that's all right
first. Avery's got to get paid if
I do.
That
give me them royalties.
Register that trademark now.
I should.
We gotta start buying up all the logistical
Someone probably
names.
already had trademarked a whole bunch of potential names.
Well, if we learn anything from the Washington Commanders, it's to buy up all the reasonable names that you would name your team if you can't have the Redskins anymore.
Yeah. The football team.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
That was a fun time.
The Philadelphia women's basketball team. I'd be down with that. That'd be cool. That'd be a cool name.
What was the controversy where people were saying like the Los Angeles team should be the something instead of the Sparks? What was it, like the W Lakers? I've
heard a lot of people say it, and I actually think that makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's you can't really put the toothpaste back in the tube now. It's too late because they've already established all these brands, but it does make a lot of sense to just have them be directly affiliated with the NBA team. So you have all those, you have a built-in fan base, basically. You have like built-in rivalries. I mean, it's one of the reasons why, women's college basketball is so popular, because it's like Duke UNC is still Duke UNC, whether it's men's or women's. And this is basically what they've done with, European soccer. Like there's women's affiliates all like, So you have like the women's Arsenal and Chelsea and Tottenham and all that kind of stuff. And that's been pretty successful there. So it makes sense. But yeah, I mean, they can't really do that now. It would be weird if like half the teams had NBA names and half of them had like, what the stuff they have now.
To create your own franchise names.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Toronto
team.
I
was really thrown off last night watching that game because it's the Connecticut Sun.
I know.
Every time I like heard them say Connecticut, I was like, "What Connecticut?" I was like, that's Phoenix." Like,
yeah.
I was like,
idiot.
What? Because whenever you go to Connecticut, that's what you really think of as the Sun.
I don't know where they got that name from.
They're named after the Mohegan Sun Casino, actually.
Oh, is that
for real?
No, I just made that up.
I mean,
that would make sense.
I mean, that's completely believable.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'm saying that based on nothing, but I also wouldn't be surprised if it was true.
Like the Philadelphia sugar houses.
Yeah.
Although
the Philly
Lives.
Philadelphia
Rivers now.
The Philly Lives.
Yeah, we got a couple rivers around here.
The Philly Bet Parks.
The Philly, the Philly Parks, Philly Harrahs,
or if they take the other route, the Philadelphia Wevendy Wixers instead of the 76ers.
I wasn't sure. That took me a minute.
You gotta copyright that one.
I don't know.
I think that's better than the Bells.
I don't know if you need to copyright that one. That might be a sunk cost there, but
just in case.
You never know.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, anyway. We got some stuff to dive into.
What do we got to dive into here? Should we start with I don't know. The Phillies, they're doing good.
Yeah, they just won again.
They just won again.
Let's hit them up real quick.
Could be another series win. They haven't lost like 2 games in a row.
Well, it won't be a loss. It'll be at least a tie, I guess.
Worst case scenario, it's a 2-game series. This home and home.
So they still will not have lost until, what'd you say, the first 2 series?
They haven't lost since the second series of the year. They lost the first 2 series to the Braves and then the Reds, and they've won or split every one since then. I think this is like 14 in a row now.
Yeah, I think the last series they lost was like April 8th.
Yeah, that was that Red series.
We'll take it. Yeah.
So that's over a month at this point.
Get lucky with terrible pitching, too, by the Mets and just bad fielding play. I haven't seen so many... I haven't seen a Phillies team that plays such great small ball, too. Like, I feel like that was a take we had at the beginning of the season where it's like, we know we're going to hit when it gets hot out. Like, that the bats will come alive. But they haven't historically been great with runners in scoring position, runners on base, like, at all. They usually turn double plays or just do stupid shit. But, you take advantage of bad teams, and they've been doing that, which they haven't historically done in the past couple of years with this great roster. And it's been great to see it actually kick in. The bullpen's the best in the league. The bats are alive. The bottom of the lineup is doing their job. I mean, their biggest attribute is their speed, and they get on base, whether it's by walk, getting hit, maybe get a little dink and dunk here and there. That's all you need.
Yeah. I mean, even like, Christian Pache is like obviously not going to hit for a lot of power or whatever, but he's got like a 360 on base percentage or something, which is all you need. Yeah, I'll take that all day from an 8-hole hitter,
But finding the gaps here and there, which is all you can ask for, especially this time of the year when you need to start building that cushion, because I feel like every season we've had Bryce Harper, we've hit stretches where we're like 12 games behind the Braves, and then you're spending all season in a high pressure moment to like get within 2 or 3, and then it's the postseason where here it's like we have a nice little cushion, we can build on it. We know we're in a comfortable spot. The pitching core is phenomenal. The bats are alive. Just good vibes all around.
Yeah, I mean, they said coming into the season they made it a point to try to lower the chase rate and, be a little more patient, strike out a little bit less. And like you said, they actually are playing some small ball, getting on base, driving in runners. So they're doing everything right. Can't complain about a, 31-13 record?
Yeah, 44 games.
Best record in baseball, baby. I don't want to hear anything about only playing 3 games for teams over 500. Doesn't matter.
But here's the deal, right? There's a lot of bad teams in the National League.
It's true, yeah. I mean,
think about the good teams in the National League: the Phillies, the Braves,
Dodgers,
the Cubs.
Milwaukee.
That's honestly
Milwaukee.
I will say though, that's honestly is those top 3. I think Milwaukee's a sneaky team, but their division, I think collectively, they're on an 8-team game lose streak. That whole division, if you add up all the losses they've had,
between the Pirates, the Reds, and
their whole
the Cardinals,
whole entire division. I mean, there is a 7-game losing streak team in there as well, but they've all had at least 2 right now. I don't know what has happened today or whatnot, but I feel like that's just the name of the game with the Philly sports team too. Is that like if we had lost to these teams, you'd be like, oh my god, the Phillies suck. They should be winning. Now that we're beating bad teams, there's going to be a side of the house that's going to be like, well, they haven't really played anybody that's really that good yet. They're all pretty much under 500. It's like, yeah, we get that, but like, it's the best start in our lifetime.
Yeah, this is like the Eagles 2022 season all over again. The schedule.
Exactly. It's like, it is what it is. They're still
got to play with who you're playing, man.
That's what a good team's supposed to do, is beat the shit out of bad teams.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what the Phillies are doing.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they're just eking out all these wins or whatever. I mean, here and there, sure, but yeah, I mean, if you're a good team, you're supposed to be clobbering all these bad teams. If they were a mediocre team, they'd be losing some of these games.
Right.
So.
And I mean, not for nothing, but these quote-unquote bad teams, some of them are like hovering around 500. It's not like basement dwellers like the Marlins and the White Sox the whole time. Like the Mets, you said, were 19-20 coming into this home and home. The Nationals have been hovering around 500 for a while. The Pirates, when we played them, were hovering around 500. So we're playing teams that at the time we're playing them, sure, they don't have winning records, but they're not basement dwellers. They're wild card contenders. They're teams you make the playoffs that you're going to have to play against. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't put too much into, they're playing an easy schedule. The Braves have played an easy schedule too. Everyone's played an easy schedule because the NL sucks.
Yeah.
The Braves have also played way fewer games, which can be an advantage. They get more rest. I mean, I know the Phillies schedule is this way because they got the London series coming up later, but, they've had a lot more off days than the Phillies have.
Yeah.
And that's not without injuries. I mean, we had a couple of those lineups for that stretch in Miami even before that, you had no Schwarber, no Turner.
Yeah.
Sometimes no bomb.
I
we're
bombs.
almost 2 weeks into the Turner injury.
That's
and
the big one.
Haven't skipped a beat,
Not at all. I mean, you're getting double-digit runs. You're getting guys on base. It's just, and that's what you want to see. You don't ever want to see one of your top guys go down. You change the lineup here, and then you change your whole infield, really, too. With Merrifield, I mean, he's not doing phenomenal, but in the chances that he's gotten, he's been doing enough to not lose us a game.
He's an excellent check swinger, as we found out.
That was wild.
That
game was
dude.
nuts.
That was the funniest thing, dude. The next day, I was just scrolling through TikTok, and I saw a couple different videos of Mets fans just kind of live. Whatever, commenting on that last inning or whatever, and every time when it got to that check swing, it's just they're all losing their shit. Which, I mean, justifiably, it was a terrible call. Yeah. It was like the worst call ever. But yeah, sometimes they go your way.
It makes up for the Knicks getting game 2.
That's true. Exactly. Yeah, it's all karma. It all evens out.
It goes around, comes around, right?
Yeah.
Trevor, how often are you on TikTok? You love TikTok now.
I actually do kind of like TikTok. I hope they don't get rid of it. You know, it's funny. Sometimes you'll stumble upon, because I don't follow a whole lot of accounts, so the feed is just kind of whatever's popular or whatever.
Whatever the Chinese government wants.
Exactly.
You to see.
whatever President Xi wants me to see is what I'm looking at. But sometimes you'll come across something, and then if you sit there and watch the whole thing, the algorithm's like, oh, this guy loves this stuff, so it just feeds you more of it. And so one I've gotten into lately is cow hoof maintenance.
Oh yeah!
Have you ever seen those videos?
Yeah.
Where they're shaving the stuff, and sometimes there's little problems. And
I've been on that train.
It's pretty interesting. Yeah. It's there's something very satisfying about just watching them take those little they're not exactly knives, or those little
it's almost like when you're shucking an oyster.
Something like that, and they kind of shave off the layers.
That before.
I've been on that algorithm. I've rode that wave for a minute.
Sometimes they'll have...
I've seen this in person.
Sometimes they'll have issues. They'll have some kind of...
shit in there.
Yeah, they'll have an infection or a little lesion or something. So and then what they do after they clean it up, they put they glue a rubber block onto the opposite hoof to raise that up to put less pressure on the injured one after they wrap it up and shit. It's pretty interesting.
You got to go up to Fletcher Street and help out on the horses.
Maybe I would. Yeah, it'd be cool to I've been watching
some pile now.
Yeah, I've been watching all these videos now. Maybe I could take a crack at it myself.
You can handle a horse leg like that? Sometimes they buck a little bit. They're out there.
Well, they put them in this harness.
Sometimes
the videos that I've seen, they're not just free.
Nah, you got to get to that Irish algorithm where they're raw dogging that shit. They're just holding. No,
that seems dangerous.
Yeah, man.
These they have them in a harness thing, and it's nice and steady. And
somebody's got to get that shit right in their lap. They're just doing that thing, hit it with some water, all that stuff. It's nuts.
Yeah.
And they walk away like nothing ever happened.
They're spraying the stuff in there. And
they're like, don't worry, it doesn't hurt the animal. They don't feel anything. I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's interesting. And sometimes you see them when they for horses where they nailing the horseshoes in. I was always confused about that. And apparently it's because they have different size nails so that it doesn't penetrate through the hoof, because the actual hoof is basically the same material as your fingernail.
We don't want to hit the quick. You don't hit the quick. That's all. So it's all just nail.
Yeah, it's all keratin, just like your nails.
Yeah, right.
It's just wild.
Anyway, fascinating shit. I mean, but yeah,
good time on Hoof Tok.
Yeah.
You got to keep us updated.
I'm all about Hoof Tok. There's one account called Nate the Hoof Guy or something. I like his videos, because some of them they're just doing it, but he explains what he's doing the whole time.
He's a pro. He's a professional.
Yeah, he's got a good account.
Can we get him on the pod?
Drop
some horse knowledge.
Yeah, giddy up.
I don't know. He might be too big for us, honestly. He's probably got a shit ton of followers. Dude, it's kind of crazy because if you, some of these guys probably do that, and if you really blow up on social media like that, you could start making money that way. And it's at the end of the day, they could end up making more money posting their videos on TikTok than they are from actually raising cows or whatever,
Yeah, but
smart.
then
that might be the a good little pathway for all these struggling independent farmers that are getting crushed by these evil factory farms. If the factory farms don't have time for it, they're all about efficiency and speed and get them out. The small guy they can take their time, set up a little tripod, and make some content.
Well, not every farmer can give a cow a pedicure, though. What if you don't have any livestock? Then you're fucked. I didn't want to see you rubbing some corn stalk.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously you need to be. Obviously, a prerequisite would be that you have to have, I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's some equivalent to vegetables. Maybe there's some kind of process that would be interesting and sasatisfying to watch on video.
Nothing beats meat. Mm-mm.
What do you mean nothing beats meat?
I'll play it.
Plenty of people beat meat.
But anyway, so
I mean, plenty
of people play with their meat.
Don't play with your meat.
That's what I'm saying, man. Anyone trying to rub some cornstalk, they want to see that hoof in that.
Yeah. But anyway, the Phillies, they're doing great.
Yeah. But we do need to talk about how, like, they haven't really missed a beat with this Trea Turner injury.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dudes are stepping up.
Edmundo Sosa has been killing it, you know?
Yeah, Edmundo with a 940 OPS. What on earth is that? Where'd that come from?
And a lack of errors on the infield, too. I mean, granted, today was a little wild.
Today was the weather,
shitty
though.
day, but, like, I'm not going to lie, Trea Turner, since we got him, has had quite a lot of errors on the infield where you would assume he would, like, do something and get a double play or do a crazy regular pinch out, but, like, he kind of has been a little... His bat has been coming through since the whole ovation shit, which is fine, whatever. I'm over that whole saga, but, like, dog, we got you as the best shortstop, and, like, you're not really, producing as well as we thought you would in terms of that stance. There's been a lot of times where he's bobbled the ball or had a missed throw or things like that, which is fine. But, like, for the amount of money you're paying him, if Sosa comes in there, you don't blink an eye at all. I'll take that. I'll take that minus home run game that you might have for an on-base run scored and a solid defenseman.
I mean, I would like both if we're being honest
here.
here.
For sure.
But yeah. No, I get what you mean. Like,
but the roster is built to have someone go down and keep going.
Yeah.
They've been proving that.
Yeah, I mean, Sosa's been killing it. When JT was out, Stubbs wasn't great, but, like, he had some big at-bats. He had that bunt hit against the Mets that scored a run.
Yeah.
I mean, that's about the only thing he can do offensively. He can't really hit the ball out of the infield.
Mm-mm.
But, I mean, he stepped up. He had some great plays defensively, gunned down a couple guys against the Mets. I mean, he's been doing his thing. Whit Merrifield hasn't been great, but he's been serviceable. Castellanos
had a little bit of a hot streak there for a minute.
He heated up for a little bit.
He was
doing his thing.
leveling out a little bit, coming out of the, crawling out of the basement.
He hit you with them Jalen Hurts style quotes, so when he gets a little hot, he's like, gets all philosophical with his shit in the post-game interviews.
What was the one quote he said? He had to be like milk.
He said he had to be like wine and not like milk.
Oh, that's right.
Certain players, when they age, they spoil, and other ones, they age and they get finer.
Yeah, man. Shit like that.
He's weird, man.
He was hitting the milk. He was curling for a minute.
Yeah,
there.
he was looking like milk.
Yeah.
He was looking like cheese curds
Yeah.
from Wisconsin.
From them cows.
Yeah.
Well, every time he turns around, it's when they go play in Miami, and he gets to go to his house and hit in his own batting cage. They should just be sending him down there when he's slumping. Just take a day off, go fly to Miami, hit in your cage for a few hours, and then come back.
He's like, yeah, well, I just have to look at the ball and not really think a whole lot. I'm like, God damn, dude, this ain't. He's like, if I go to the plate and I think too much, I can't hit the ball. If I go there and I don't think about anything at all, I get a couple hits. I'm like, how's this guy get away with this shit?
I remember a couple years ago when I think it was 2 years ago we had the series against the Braves, and he had a few like really great defensive plays in the outfield. I remember they were interviewing about that, saying like, you've been playing like really good defense here in this division series, like, how do you account for that? And he was basically just said that during the regular season, because it's just a long season shit, that he kind of gets bored and distracted thinking about, he said like, sometimes I just like think about like, global politics and this or that or whatever. It's like, dude, what a guy.
Wow.
Love Casty.
He's the man, dude.
Hope he keeps doing better, because he's definitely a guy to root for.
Scooby-Doo is his favorite superhero.
Yeah, he's the man.
He's a dog and he can talk. He's so funny.
He's a himbo philosopher.
Yeah. The himbo energy is strong, man, right now. I was thinking that today. Usually we feel that himbo energy in like September. Right now it's strong in like, what are we, in May?
It's probably why they got off to a good start for once.
Yeah, they're keep talking about, it's just what happens when you play with a bunch of dudes you love.
Yeah.
It's like they're feeling each other right now. It's early for that yet.
Yeah.
But I guess the question is, can they keep it up?
I mean, I'm sure they'll hit a little bit of a slump at some point. Like, it's kind of inevitable through a long season. But, you hope that they've kind of built up enough wins here early that it's not going to kill them. They can kind of weather a storm or two throughout the season. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, like we talked about, at the end of the day, there really aren't that many good teams in the NL, so the schedule still stays pretty light, honestly. They've got a few hard stretches, not really until like June, though. They have a stretch where they play the Dodgers and the Braves back-to-back going into the All-Star break, and other than that, the next bunch of series are winnable.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that. I wrote this stat down, but I didn't know what that stretch consisted of. So here's the deal, right? The Phillies have played 4 more games than the Braves. I mean, the Braves, if they conceivably win all 4, it's a tie race. I think this race is going to be the whole summer, which is nice. I like it that way instead of us chasing from like June on. Like, I appreciate having a 2-team race for the entire summer. Winning percentages for the rest of the season, which it feels weird to look at this in May, but I was just curious today. So according to Tankathon, the Phillies remaining opponents have a .505 winning percentage. The Braves have a .492. So like these teams are probably just going to be like this all season, like barring like catastrophic injury to either team. It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, a big part of that is those teams don't have to play themselves, and they're 2 of the only good teams in the NL.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, they've been, despite the Braves having a big jump on us every year the last 2 years, when we get to the postseason, we tend to handle business. I mean, they had our number in the regular season, but in the postseason, we've been able to get shit done. So it's just a matter of who's going to break first, really. They haven't really missed a beat with Spencer Strider going down, which was, I thought, going to be a big window for us to take a big leap. And we're only, 3 or 4 games ahead of them, so it's not...
It'll be 3. The Braves were losing last time I checked today, so it'll be 3
after
today.
Their offense is still probably better than ours, just in terms of a well-oiled machine. Like, we're getting wins and here and there, but that's with shoddy pitching and a couple errors from other teams and playing a pretty beat schedule so far. But, yeah... That'd be fun to see how it turns out. But so far, no reason to be concerned or to have any doubts moving forward if they just keep playing like this.
Yeah.
Damn, the Braves are getting smoked right now. They're
down I saw the Cubs scored like 3 runs.
They're down 7-1 in the
Damn.
Good.
Bottom of the 9th. Yeah, they're getting smoked.
All right, well,
so we'll be 3
up. Man, fuck the Braves.
The Barbs.
But guess the last thing I had on the Phillies, I thought this would be fun. We're a quarter of the way through the season yet. Do y'all have a biggest surprise and a biggest disappointment thus far?
I mean, hard to find anything to be disappointed at, honestly. I don't know. I guess Castellanos is the big obvious one, but I mean, I don't expect him to be this bad all season. Yeah.
I think, honestly, the biggest disappointment is the fact that Trea Turner got hurt and has a long-term injury, because he started out so hot. It would have been, it was after everything he went through last season, having such a miserable start to the year. The fact that he came out so hot this year was great to see. And, the fact that he's on the shelf now for 6 weeks kind of sucks. But other than that, yeah, pretty hard to find anything to complain about.
Okay. That's an interesting take on it. Yeah, the injury is very disappointing and can't really do anything about it. It sucks. It happens, and you kind of hope the team makes up for his lack of play. The other guys step up. Pat, what you got?
I really don't have a complaint at all. I think my biggest surprise, though, is probably the consistency in the bullpen. I think that the bats, we can all be like, oh, maybe we were surprised at the offensive efficiency that they've been playing right now. But I think that the biggest thing, too, like last year, right, Aaron Nola, people were like, man, it was a very 50-50 of whoever you asked, should we sign him, should we bring him back? His heart's not in it anymore.
We had those conversations on this pod. That guy at Oscars last year, remember
Come
that?
on now, he ain't playing that well, and it was rightfully so. I mean, he didn't really give you enough evidence to prove that we should sign him to a longer deal. He's getting a little older, but I will say, he'll have his games here and there where he'll give up a couple of hits, but I think that I'm really surprised at how Aaron Nola's been playing this season, in just terms of his consistency and from the bullpen as a whole, right? I mean, Ranger Suarez came back. I predicted at the beginning of the year that he should be probably our the Cy Young Award winner.
That was a bold take, but right now you're right.
Yeah, no earned runs yet. Well, this game, I mean, you know what I mean? But I think that as a whole, Wheeler coming back, it's kind of an older bullpen, but Wheeler's still wheeling and dealing. Suarez has been killing it. And Nola has been more consistent than we've seen since last year. 2 years ago, this is what I expected Nola to come back with. and he's been playing better than expected in my eyes. But no disappointment, I think, as of right now. I mean, little things, but nothing. I'm more surprised than disappointed right now on the team.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when they're got the best record in the MLB, there ain't much you can really complain about.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, my biggest surprise is basically the same. I was gonna say the dominance of the rotation. I expected them to be pretty good coming into the season, but they've even surpassed my expectations. I mean, I saw a stat today that they're 0.1 off of the ERA lead in baseball behind Boston, but their rotation has thrown 50 more innings than Boston.
Oh, wow. That's wild.
Yeah. I mean, they've not only been very good, but they've also pitched very deep.
It's dominant.
Bringing
it's
that old school
dominant
baseball
bullpen.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, similarly, the bullpen has thrown the second fewest innings in baseball behind Atlanta, but we've also played 5 more games than Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rotation's been very good and pitched a ton of innings, and that's just had really positive effects for the team.
Big time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I got my biggest surprise, even though I said he was going to be an all-star this year, is Ranger.
Yeah, man.
Dude, after today, my man's 8-0 with a 1.37 ERA.
Yeah.
That is wild, yo.
I thought that this will be his 10th straight win, which I think ties Steve Carlton for a Phillies record.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, I knew he was going to be
Lefty.
good. I'm not going to lie, Pat, when you said he was going to win Cy Young, I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? But then, like 3 or 4 starts in the year, I went into DraftKings and put $50 down on Ranger to win the Cy Young.
Yeah.
You already know. Yep.
Yeah.
I think the odds were like Ranger plus like they actually weren't as good as I was expecting them to be. They were like Ranger plus like 700-800.
Yeah.
Like I thought they were going to be like plus 2,000, but I waited too long.
Well, DraftKings listens
had
to
I
the
done it at the
pod,
start
so,
of the season, I would have been better. But
Oh, yeah, if you did it before the year, it's going to be like...
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it took Pat's advice.
If you did it right when I said it, you'd have been shaking and baking, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, my honorable mention, Johan Rojas offensively hasn't
Big
been a
time.
0.
Yeah.
He's hit a couple dingers. He's come up with some big games here or there. Like offensively, like defensively, he's been as advertised, but offensively, he's been kind of surprising, in my opinion. I don't know if he can keep it up.
He does enough to not lose you the game, and that's all you want.
Exactly.
Last year in the postseason, he did enough to lose you the game, and this season he had all that workout shit, like a Ben Simmons video montage. You're like,
He comes in all yoked.
We've seen this shit before, you know what I mean? Like, we'll see what happens. And he's been doing. We knew his defense was great, no big deal. He's young, he's fit, he's athletic. We got it. But can he swing? Yeah, he's been doing pretty well. So
Yeah.
we'll take that.
No, I'm cool with him. Then my biggest disappointment. This is sour grapes, really, but it's Sir Anthony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been kind of brutal to watch. I mean, I think I sat here an episode or 2 ago and lamented his performance. His ERA, he pitched tonight. He pitched a scoreless inning. His ERA is still 6.60. He just can't really find the strike zone.
No.
I mean, they haven't really suffered too much. They might have lost like 1 game because of him. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's small fries, but I'm a Negadelphia man. I gotta find something to gripe about and complain about.
That's fine. When you have such a deep bullpen, too, like, they got some dogs in that bullpen. And deep in the bullpen, people want to start. Turnbull getting demoted, not being a starter anymore. Like, he's going to want to play as much as he can. You got Walker coming back in, who's
Oh, my
kind of
boy.
ass at my point. But, like,
Yeah.
Sir Anthony, I mean, you don't really have a leg to stand on in terms of a crucial moment. You can't be trusted at that point, but it is what it is. It's a great environment to be in, though, when everybody's being at such an alpha and just great performer is what I mean. It's a good position to be in for a bullpen, as opposed to like fighting for like a 1 or 2 spot. We have 4 guys that
True.
can start, so if our 5th or 6th option is pretty beat, we're doing okay.
Yeah, it's nice Sir Anthony only has to be like the number 3 righty right now.
Right.
Because we got cousin Jeff dealing. We got Ryan Kirkering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Alvarado for the most part. Even Soto, like Soto's had a couple bad outings, but more often than not, he's pretty consistent. So yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's a small thing to gripe about. The other thing is why they keep pushing BOGO dollar or BOGO dog night on us. Every time I look up, they're saying, "Oh yeah, this week BOGO dog night. Oh, we added another one to the schedule."
You know why? Harper's stats during
Bryce
BOGO
loves
Dog
it.
Night have been.
I don't care.
I think 2. He's got 2 grand slams. I mean, the dude. I'm not gonna lie, not for nothing. Harper loves the BOGO
He
Dog
likes the
Night.
BOGO.
But I don't care, man. If you have enough money to plan more of these after the first 2 or 3, then you had enough money to do Dollar Dog Night the whole time.
Yeah, but how many dogs were thrown? 0. That's what they're doing it for.
People are only paying $1.50 more.
It's enough to make them not throw
It's
them.
the principle. Yeah, clearly.
That's where the line is for
an extra $1.50.
Our working class fans. You know?
No, it's not. That's wrong.
I mean, it's worked.
So far, you hit more grand slams, and no dogs have been thrown. So, I mean,
I'm firmly disappointed in this.
Yeah,
I expected better of y'all, too, to be quite honest.
I'm not.
I was very skeptical coming in.
I can't argue with the results.
Yeah, the results have been good.
I can. I want my damn free hot dog, or $1 hot dogs.
Hot dog. Yeah, they need to rectify this situation by making them free. Just have one night free dogs.
We go bonkers.
Could you imagine? People would die.
That would be like 10-cent beer night or a disco demolition night. It'd be like that.
There's dogs everywhere. There's alligators everywhere. Everyone's just losing their fucking mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we ever talk about the alligator when he went missing?
Yeah, Wally.
They let him free in a swamp in Atlanta. He dead, dude.
Well, he's probably just 10 foot long now. He's probably chilling.
Yeah, maybe he's back with his people.
That's true. Yeah.
Be living in some fucking one-bedroom apartment in South Philly. I'm ready. I'm in a swamp now. Yeah, I'm out.
He probably met his long lost brother, dude.
Plus, he has some stories too. You guys ever been to a ballpark? No. Hold up now. Come on. He's the king of the castle down there.
Yeah, that is true.
Chill. He sees some shit.
Wally's got plenty of good stories to tell. Wally's like, man, I had filet mignon. You'll never believe it.
Yeah. I had Dollar Dog Night when that shit was still around in Philadelphia too.
Yeah, Wally's a living legend, man. He's like, I had my first beer.
I had a patient. I had a human that I had to watch over.
Yeah, he's like, I used to get the best hugs from a man. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he's not.
Now he's just chilling.
Yeah.
Well, rocking out with his crock out.
Good luck. We hope the best for wherever and whatever while he's doing. But, we should probably move on to, should we talk little Sixers, little LeBron James?
Yeah, let's talk about this, yo.
Yeah, this is the one potential, acquisition that we did not discuss last week. Yeah. I guess, been some rumors. I think there's maybe a 1% chance of this happening, but I guess I got to talk about it.
Oh, bring the billboards back out.
At least bring it up. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's going to talk to Philly again. It's going to be kind of the same song and dance as last time, where he's just, he's just leveraging for getting something more out of LA or whatever it is. But the whole, Bronny James thing does add an interesting, element into all of this.
I'm not into that at all.
No, I mean, yeah, he's not an NBA player.
No, but he has
no business being in the draft.
Even if he was a decent NBA player, like, whatever he did in the combine, it's great, cool, it's, whatever, but it doesn't really mean anything. At the same time, like, he's his own person. Like, you don't want to fucking mess someone up. Like, the dude's already got so much weight on his shoulders to, like, be half the player his dad was anyway. I don't want to bring that shit into a franchise that we already don't know what we're doing yet anyway with Embiid and Maxey. Then you bring in LeBron trying to deal with his son. Then it's like the LeBron James show and Bronny James show. Like, I don't need any of that in there at all. If you want to bring LeBron in here full-heartedly just to bring LeBron in, maybe that's okay. But I don't need to bring LeBron in the hopes that we bring in his son as well. That just is it's just a bad environment, in my opinion. I think it's just stupid. For any team, really.
I mean, I think some team's going to do it, but I don't think it's going to be the Sixers. I don't want it to be the Sixers. Like, Bronny, he's not very good. Right, and I mean, in the grand scheme of things, the Sixers have a lot of open roster spots, but when you're contending for a championship, the last thing you need is someone like that taking up a roster spot. I'd rather give it to Terquavion Smith or Ricky Council.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're talking about the 14th guy, 15th guy on your bench, give it to one of them that can actually maybe contribute, whereas Bronny's barely an NBA player.
Yeah.
And, would it be cool to have LeBron? In some ways, yeah. But at the same time, like, LeBron's older. That puts the target on your back, right? So the target's already on our back because people are like, yeah, Embiid's a kind of a fraud. He's injured all the time. He never steps up in the playoffs. So yeah, we're gonna have another one on our back because of LeBron. Yeah. Also, I don't know. I wouldn't feel right rooting for LeBron. I don't think I would like that.
And now 5 years ago, whatever it was that we had the billboards up and all that shit, maybe. But again, it's the same thing that we talked about last episode too, where it's like we could have had Butler, we could have had this, we could have had that. You know, like we missed our boat on these guys.
Instead we had Toby.
Yeah, like we missed our boat on getting prime LeBron.
I would say like
not prime, but sub-prime. Like, you know, at least decent enough LeBron to get you to the championship. I don't need to bring him in the hopes that we get his son also, who's kind of ass, when the other son is probably going to be a better NBA player anyway.
Well, I think it'd be the other way around. It'd be more like we get his son in the hope of making him come here, because that's the only way he's going to possibly come to Philly.
Right. Then we're committed to Bronny for nah. See, that's just like
it's just a waste of a roster spot for too long.
I absolutely would not spend the 16th pick on Bronny. That would be criminal.
Yeah.
But I mean,
it would
like,
have to be in the second round.
Yeah,
I think
the second round
projected to go, but yeah, still.
But I think some desperate, sad team is going to take Bronny in the
big
first
time.
round.
I mean, you can't. So, I mean,
I think it's going to be the Nets.
The Nets, yeah,
that would be good. I saw a post actually on the Detroit Pistons Reddit where they said we're tired of getting dicked over by the NBA. You know, they've been screwed in consecutive draft lotteries now, and they said that they wanted to go
Hawks, number
basically
one?
full jihad and draft Bronny and hold the NBA hostage. Which I mean, honestly, if you're Detroit, it doesn't sound like a bad idea. It would be pretty hilarious.
I'd be here for it.
Yeah, man, might as well. I mean, the fact that the Hawks got it, I'm like, damn, that's kind of surprising.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's good for us.
I guess. I mean, I don't know how it's good for us, but
here's the deal.
Learn me something here.
They got all these guys that like don't fit in with a rebuilding team. They got DeJounte Murray. They got Sadiq Bey, who we talked about last week, right? Mm-hmm. They got what's this guy's name? DeAndre Hunter. Like all three of these guys are wings that the Sixers could conceivably use. You package the 16th and whatever one of our seconds, and you get one of those guys.
We have 5 firsts too.
But the other thing is, I mean, it's a weird position for the Hawks because, like, just the fact that they have that first round pick, I don't know if that means that they're just like, oh, we're in rebuild mode now or whatever. Because this draft kind of sucks.
There is a guy that Wemby played with though from France is pretty decent, supposedly. I mean, I don't know. If
but there's no Wemby,
but
no.
Or even close to that. There's no. I mean, I don't even. Who even is is there a consensus?
It's this dude, Alex Sarr. I don't really know a lot about him.
The consensus #1 prospect, but he's not a generational prospect by any means.
No. So I mean, they could look to. I mean, they could take it the other way and trade that pick for.
They got to blow that up though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Trae Young and DeJounte Murray, that ain't working out, dude.
Whatever. I don't want to talk too much about the Atlanta Hawks, but
no.
You don't want to become a Hawks podcast?
No, I don't think so.
Trey
Boys, the Ice Tray podcast.
There we go.
Welcome to the Ice Tray.
We're coming out the freezer for y'all.
Coming out at the freezer, baby.
Damn, yeah, we gotta move on.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, I wouldn't be opposed to spending a second on Bronny if it meant that LeBron would come here. I mean, you miss out on the rest of the stars.
Yeah, like, I mean, from like the whole other bullshit outside of basketball, the LeBron thing is kind of weird, but just from a purely like basketball on-court production thing, like, fuck yeah, I would take LeBron James.
Yeah.
You kidding me? I don't give a fuck that he's going to be 40 years old. Like, the guy's a fucking
He's
freak.
Still good.
He's still really good.
A baller. Yeah.
I was saying it would be the funniest thing if we somehow got LeBron and then just immediately won a championship with him. And it's like, the process is complete, baby. All it took was just to sign one of the best players of all time.
The second best player in NBA history.
After all the shit, the tanking and the Simmons shit and all this stuff with Embiid and Burnergate, Markelle Fultz. All of this shit,
Mikal Bridges,
trading Mikal Bridges, all this heartache and ups and downs and disappointments and stuff. It's like all we had to do was just sign like the consensus, like maybe first or second best player of all time,
one of the 2 best players ever.
Yeah, that's all it took. We did it.
I would take it.
That would be very, very
on
funny.
Broad Street. I think a fuck. Yeah, I'd still do my thing.
Yeah.
Here's my concern as a medical professional: if we draft Bronny James, he's going to die.
Didn't he get cleared though?
I don't care that he got cleared. It's the Sixers. Like
that is a good point.
You can't come to a cursed franchise with that kind of.
He has one cheesesteak before the game.
History.
Eats a cheesesteak, plays a game, dies.
Yeah, he almost died once. He had his heart stopped. Like he was resuscitated from death.
Damn.
If he comes to this franchise, it's over. Like I think about all the shit that has
Zaire
happened.
Smith eats a sesame seed.
Zaire Smith eats his sesame seed, nearly dies, and like even less, serious incidents than that. Like, Embiid's foot for his first 2 years, Markelle Fultz shoulder getting hurt, and he just forgets how to shoot.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons back. Like everyone we draft, cursed.
Damn.
If Bronny comes here, he's dead. And
Pussy.
Maxie's like the only person we've drafted
Whoa,
that
whoa,
it
whoa,
worked
whoa,
out.
whoa, easy now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's
Hey,
been around long enough. I think we're good there.
Still, come on now.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
I mean, what do you think about LeBron compared to the other players that are rumored to be Sixers targets?
Paul George.
So I wrote down my ranking. I have reluctantly Paul George number 1. I have Jimmy number 2. Then I have LeBron 3. Then Ingram 4. But all of that is like I don't really like any of those guys, quite frankly. Like I voiced my opinion last week.
Yeah, I think that's
what I think the
that's
move should be.
probably where I would have it. I feel like I don't know. I might take LeBron over Jimmy, honestly.
Yeah, I agree with Trevor. I think if I was ranking them, I'd flip those two.
Because I don't think you'd have to commit a long time to him.
People are saying just a 1-year deal
but yeah,
for LeBron.
I still
That's
think
true.
Yeah, but I would definitely. I would still have Paul George number 1 there, but
Paul George just fits better. I mean, he's got the 3-point volume that LeBron doesn't have. He's shooting 8 threes a game. LeBron's only shooting 5, even though he's increased his volume in the last few years. I think he's more comfortable being the third option where, LeBron's not really going to be chill about that. I'd rather have Paul George, even though he's old as hell and has failed in the playoffs. But, we're talking about a bunch of questionable
Philadelphia,
options.
so big deal. It doesn't matter. Yeah, we all. That's
Come
what we do.
aboard,
He fit
baby.
right
We're
in.
used
Yeah,
to we're used to
He
that.
fit right in.
Yeah, I mean, I get the concerns about Paul George being old, but, like, who cares, kind of? Like, the window is now. It's, like, a year or two. I mean, how long is Embiid going to have his legs attached?
Right, a year
True.
or two, probably.
Yeah.
If even, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I want us to just build around a bunch of role players. I saw a report today that said Miami's unlikely to sign Caleb Martin. Bring him home, get Sadiq Bey in here. Maybe DeJounte Murray, we can get him. Let's just build this roster out with a bunch of wings like the Knicks. You know what I mean? But
Bring back Mo Bamba.
hell no.
Okay.
Hell no.
yeah,
Don't get them all fired up.
Get reigning champion DeAndre Jordan back here.
Yeah.
The championship pedigree that he has.
Yo, never. He should. He's still in the league.
He's still with the Nuggets. He's on the sidelines.
I was gonna say I've barely seen him
I'm
play
pretty
in
sure.
the
I'm
playoffs.
pretty sure I saw him.
He's
sitting there. Yeah,
he's just warming the bench.
He's just chilling.
He's not playing.
He gets courtside seats to watch Jokic every night. It's fucking
That's
great.
cool.
Yeah.
That's nuts, man.
He's a
Gets a
lucky
great
man.
gear.
Yeah.
Gets the fresh gear, too.
Great work if you can get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him. But anyway, I mean, we'll have more time to talk NBA draft.
Yeah. If we move on to Eagles schedule, baby.
Dun, 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 dun,
out.
bam, 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 bam. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. I don't know the rest of the song after that.
You had 95% of it, I feel.
Nah,
Dun, 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 dun.
Round ball rock is my thing, yo.
Yeah.
See, I know about a round ball rock.
So, yeah,
All
man,
right.
schedule's released.
Yeah. So should we just dive right into it?
We might as well just attack it. Week
Yeah.
1 in Brazil.
Yeah. I don't think we need a ton of
Although I will say-
analysis here. Let's just.
I will say, though, fuck this shit, because it did hike up the season ticket prices, assuming we would get an
But
extra.
you lost the game.
We would assume a home. They're counting Green Bay as a home game, even though it's in fucking Brazil, which is bullshit.
So you have to pay more for less games?
Yeah. Well, more
That
for the
doesn't-
same amount of games, essentially, as they did last year, but it's bullshit. They went up
That doesn't-
$500.
So if you wanted to go to the game in Brazil, would you still have to buy a ticket?
There's like a discount for the game, I think, but like doesn't count airfare and like
Yeah, you got to get to
it's
Brazil.
not like going to fucking North
That's true.
Carolina,
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
fucking Brazil. What? Anyway,
Dean, you got any family on there?
I mean, I got plenty of family down there, but I don't think they're
They're
probably
not
going.
Birds fans?
also
Yeah.
Brazil's pretty fucking big too. Like
Yeah, they're not
close
really
to the
from that
stadium.
area, Brazil.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
family's-
Brazil is large.
My
Yeah,
family's
large.
from the Northeast, and they're in
Oh,
the
nice.
games in Sao
Hell
Paulo,
yeah.
so it's a ways away.
That is true. Brazil's a pretty big country.
It's massive.
Yeah.
I don't know where the game. Anyway, Green Bay
Anyway,
in
week
Brazil,
one.
week 1
Brazil
on a Friday.
game.
Yeah, Friday
Green
local
Bay.
time is 9:15, 8:15 here.
Friday Night
Yeah,
Lights,
yeah.
baby.
I didn't realize they were an hour ahead of us.
It depends where in Brazil you're
I guess Sao Paulo's like farther east.
Yeah.
It must be on a little tip.
Interesting.
Well, yeah.
All right.
I think that's a dub.
Well, let's hit it. Yeah, you got a dub?
I got a dub.
I got a dub. Gotta start the season with a dub. Even though I think I'll be close, but Green Bay's pretty good. They've come on. Jordan Love looks like a real guy, but I'm gonna say dub there.
I actually got a loss here.
Same. I'm hanging an L.
Yeah, I'm worried. I mean, there's been a lot of changes, obviously, with the Eagles coaching staff this offseason. I think they might come out a little discombobulated, not really hit the ground running. This is also the first time we've ever, anyone has ever played a game in South America. It's kind of a little unpredictable. Devonta Smith might eat some bad feijoada and have some food poisoning.
That's what I was thinking. Yep. Hurts is going to have
Someone might get lost in the favelas. There's a lot of stuff that could go wrong.
Yeah.
A piranha bites AJ Brown's foot off.
Whoa. His foot ain't that small. Come on now.
I'm kidding,
Same things could go wrong for Green Bay, but yeah, I hear that. That was one I was very on the edge with, but I was like,
that one was a hard decision.
Yeah, I was like, I'll take it though.
At the end of the day, the Packers ended last year really strong, and we ended last year like absolute dog shit. So that was the biggest driver between me making this a loss.
Yeah. And they got some consistency on the coaching staff and whatnot, which we do not.
Definitely. Yeah. I think off season though, I think that our adjustments that we made in terms of our depth, in terms of who we picked up, and our coaching staff that we upgraded, I think this team is a whole different team. I mean, we played them last year too, and we almost lost that game just because we played like shit. We pulled it out. Maybe that was 2 years ago.
We didn't play them last year? No, 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Even still, we still played like shit. Jordan Love cooked us for a minute.
He did cook us in that game, yeah.
And he's a lot better now than he was
then. He is, but our secondary is better now than it was that year. So I think that we'll be all right.
All right, second week at Atlanta. Monday Night Football, prime time.
Yeah, this is home.
Home, baby.
It's home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's our home opener. Yeah.
Win. Easy dub.
I accidentally put at there.
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, we are not losing to primetime Kirk Cousins.
His third year in a row, he's playing the home opener in Philly.
Monday Night Football, I'll be there, blacked out for the blackout game. It's a dub.
Yeah, easy dub.
Yeah, that's going to be a blowout. I'm calling it
right
here.
They got a new coach. They got new quarterback controversy already. Bijan will probably have 150, 200 yards on us. I'm okay with that. But, you make Kirk Cousins throw that ball, it's a dub.
Yeah, I'm going to get an interception or 3.
Yo, he's going to do a couple really dumb things this game. I think Bijan will get his until the game's out of reach, and then they just have to rely on Kirk Cousins. I think we blow them out, man. I'm calling it right now. 33-11.
Interesting score, but I'll take that. Hell yeah.
Yeah, 33-11.
What an odd, no pun intended, score that way for sure. I'll take that.
We got week 3 at New Orleans.
Yo, I like New Orleans.
Dub for me.
I think, what do you got? Derek Carr still down there, right?
Yeah.
They just signed Rattler, who the fuck that is, Ritter.
Spencer Rattler.
Rattlerson. So I ain't worried about his bitch ass. Their defense is okay. But I think that we'll be riding high off that big win and home. That's another win right there.
I think a lot of Eagles fans will travel for that game.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be
the best one. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I got a dub there.
Yeah, that's a win.
Pretty
back-to-back away. Now we're at Tampa Bay.
Okay, wait. That's okay. I fuck all this up. Okay, so we're at Tampa Bay.
I got it right here, dog. At Tampa.
I got a win here as well.
Dub.
Yeah, revenge for that playoff game.
Yeah,
we come in Tampa. Back. We coming for that ass. No, I think that's an easy win. It was an easy win early in the season last year. I don't think that they've made market improvements. They brought Baker back.
They brought Mike Evans back.
They
lost a linebacker.
Yeah, who we took, right?
Yeah.
It's a big Devin White revenge game. I think he goes off, man. I think he gets 8 tackles. 2 sacks and a forced fumble.
Oh my god!
I got a Devin White strip sack in that game.
Yeah, he's balling that game, dude. He's like Todd Bowles, man. You could have had this.
Yeah. Well, he had it, but I think he also kind of probably just played a little bit more lax last season than he probably was warranted. But he wanted to come to Philly last year, but shit got messed up. But yeah, I have that as a dub for sure in Tampa Bay. Early in the season, we tend to start off with Sirianni of late hot, and I think that this schedule before the bye coming up week 4 or 5 lends itself to a nice clean sweep. you get fucked up with the Brazil game, so that could go either way, obviously, just because you're in a whole different country, and that's odd to start off week 1 with. But I think if it were truly an away game or home game for Green Bay, it would be an easy 4-0 start. Green Bay is a bubble game, but I think that they come into the bye undefeated.
All right, so you got... Me and Dean got them 3-1. You and Trevor got them undefeated going into an early bye.
Yeah.
What's up with a week 5?
Very early for the Birds. The last 4 or 5 years, they've had a very late bye, or at least like a weird mid-season where like you're kind of in between with a whole new edition of another game. But this is the earliest bye I've seen in a while for the Birds.
It's like 2016, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's part of the reason they have an early bye is they haven't in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to even the schedule out.
So after the bye, then week 4, week 6, I mean, you got Cleveland.
I wish there was in Cleveland. I'd be going to that game. I'd be scoping out some real estate.
Don't worry, you got some Ohio action coming
later.
I
got Cincinnati later. Cleveland's all right, yo. Like, I'm not talking about living there. I'm talking about the team.
I think defensively they could give us some trouble. Not gonna lie. Again, this whole schedule, it may be ranked as one of the easier ones, like a top 10 easy schedule. However, with a whole new coaching scheme besides Nick Sirianni, it's so hard to predict this year because you don't have consistency or really you don't know what Fangio is going to run defensive wise. You don't know what Kellen Moore is going to do with the offense. This is our first true test, I think, of the season with the Browns defense. And if Kellen Moore isn't going to be a basic guy calling the shots. I still have it as a win because we're home.
Oh, it sounded like you had this as a loss. Okay.
No, it's a win, I think, because we're home, but it will be probably a tough game. Just given the fact that there's a lot of factors that we don't know about right now.
Yeah, I've got this as a win just because it's at home and coming off the bye week largely, but I do think it is a tough opponent. But I think given those, the rest advantage and being at home, they'll take this one and go to 4-1.
Yeah, I've got it as a win. I feel like Nick Sirianni out of the bye week is kind of a thing. Think about it. We beat the Chiefs last year out of the bye.
Squeaked.
2 years ago, who did we beat out of the... I forget. We won... feel like he's 3-0 after the bye, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It's either 3-0 or 2-1. But I think coming out of the bye, feeling good. That game's at home. First home game since the home opener. That's a win.
Yeah, I got that as a win for the same reason. I think if it wasn't out of the bye, I probably would have put an L just because it's like, due for one. But I think with the extra week to prepare, I'll take the W there. And then we got at New York, the Saquon return game. W. I think we're going to win that one.
Yeah.
I think New York's pretty trash this season. I'm not going to lie. I mean, they still got the same head coach. They're committed still to Daniel Jones. They have no really receiving core. Their tight end pretty much.
No, they drafted, what's his name? Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, he's good. He's very good.
Nice.
Yeah,
but they got Daniel Jones
thrown to him.
Like,
the problem.
It doesn't. Cool.
Yeah, well, you can't say that.
Did you see where he called off that bet with what's his name, the quarterback from LSU that got drafted early?
Jalen Daniels.
Yeah. I guess they had like a bet going for one of them to win. I guess probably like offensive rookie of the year or something. And then a few days ago, Neighbors was like calling it off. It's like he met Daniel Jones once and was like, no,
never mind.
Yeah, did y'all see when like they showed him at the Giants complex after they drafted him? He just did not look happy to be there at all.
Yeah.
I mean, they're putting all of their money that they spent Daniel Jones and all their trust now in Malik Neighbors to be like, all right, this isn't Eli Manning and Odell Beckham. It's Daniel Jones. Like the guy. We could talk shit on Eli Manning all we want, but like the guy still had a cannon of an arm, and you give him Odell, okay, and the stats will prove that. Daniel Jones, come on now. I'm not scared of at all. The defense might be a little tricky for sure, maybe, but like you said, Trevor, Saquon Barkley's first game back in New York. I got the Birds getting a dub here.
Yeah, the Giants' D-line is nice, but I'm not really worried about much else.
Yeah, I'm calling this one W. Saquon runs for 140 yards and 2 TDs. Let's go.
Unless he gets down at the 1 yard line, then it's going to go right to Jalen Hurts right there.
I don't think that happens by default anymore, though. Because the past couple years it had to happen because Hurts was our only goal line option. You got 2 dudes now that can squat 600 pounds, either one of them.
You saw him smiling when he was squatting?
Yeah, that was so funny. Hurts was like, yeah. Hurts was like, man, this just made my life so much easier.
Hell yeah. So right now we're week 7. I got us.
You got us
7 and 6.
This is like last year again.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I was on. hear me out now. I'm rocking with it. 6-0.
I got 5-1.
Same.
I guess I'm also. I mean, I lost.
Trevor, you're at
No,
6-0 too.
thing.
Well,
Y'all
I
some
got one
homers.
here at Cincinnati. That's going to be an L, I think.
Yeah, I got an L there.
Same.
Yeah.
You got this one. Over. Oh my god.
Come on.
Now, hear me out now, okay? There's been a little bit of...
Pat's got this going 17-0.
No, hear me
The
out now.
immaculate season.
Come on. For going almost 10-0 the last 2 seasons, this isn't super far-fetched for what
All
we've
right,
seen with Nick
you're not
Sirianni's
wrong,
tenure.
I
So,
guess.
okay, and we have a pretty stacked offense and a decent-looking defense right now. My only thinking is that this is a very much half and half for me at Cincinnati. I'll give them the win because we're away. However, I could see it being a win for us just because that whole offense has been, you got no Joe Mixon anymore. Your receiving room has been kind of battered between losing Tyler Boyd or one of the two.
T. Higgins still there, technically.
Okay, well, Tyler Boyd is gone. T. Higgins is kind of wanting to be out because he hates being franchise tagged. Jamar Chase coming off an injury. Joe Burrow coming off an injury. Their O-line, okay. Their defense, decent, but, we'll see what's up. I really don't think that this team is as good as we think it could be. It
I can see them having a rough start, but by week 7, I think they'll have their shit together.
Potentially. I don't look at their schedule, so I don't know. But just based off of what we had last year from them, I could see it being a win. And not a convincing win, but I think that our team is probably more built to beat them than they are to beat us. But I'll give that... Fuck it. I'll give that a win for us.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you got a 7-0.
Yeah.
I think the Eagles are going to be out there distracted by the cheap properties in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh,
I mean, looking at
mean
I can get a
base-
driveway too?
They'll be like, I can go to a baseball
Damn.
game and get a
Damn.
beer and ice cream and a hot dog for
What's-
$5
Yeah.
or whatever.
What's a front lawn? What is this? Grass? What?
Yeah.
See, man, yep, they ain't winning that game. They'll be like, yo, trade me to Cincinnati after this. Let's go.
All right, so then next week we got the Jacksonville
Oh,
Jaguars.
this is a big
at
one.
home.
Sunday Night Football, the Doug
Sunday Night
game.
Football. Doug, I have this as a win.
It's home. Fucking dub, baby. Night game? You kidding me? No more. Enough said.
I do think I have this as a win.
I do too.
Yeah, I just think Jacksonville
1, 2, 3,
is
4. So I'm 8-0.
it's quite there. Moving right along
This is Pat's first L.
at Dallas.
Loss.
Jerry World, yeah, but it's a loss.
It's a big L right here.
It's just the one
always-
you could just write it in every year.
Yeah.
At Dallas is, I mean, I'm certainly, I mean, we talked about it. We're not really impressed with Dallas's offseason, but it's just, it is what it is.
Yo, it's
you
like
almost
clockwork.
always split those games.
We haven't won in Dallas since the 2017 season.
Yeah.
You know
And
what
that
I
was
mean?
just I feel like that was just a
Jerry
shot game
World.
anyway.
No, we blew them out that game.
No, I felt like it wasn't a true meaningful game, though. I feel like
No, it was
beat them.
like middle of the season. We destroyed him. It was when Jay Ajayi had that long run. It was on Halloween night. Jay Ajayi had that long run, but then he got
shit!
caught.
But then he got tired. He's like, "This slow as shit."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the last time we won in Dallas. So, yeah, I mean, regardless of what the Cowboys look like, I feel like that's always a loss.
Yeah, I mean, their offseason sucked, but at the end of the day, they came into this year as one of the better teams in the NFC, and I think we're going to split with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we have the Josh Harris Commanders at
Dub.
home. W.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
fuck
win.
it. They're terrible.
Yeah, I got that as a win. Although, it's kind of a quick turnaround. We go Sunday night to Thursday. We're traveling from Dallas.
But we're home though.
Yeah, I know, but like,
Yeah. I mean,
I
even
don't know what their
that
schedule
might be
looks
worth
like the week
a
before.
point or two on the spread, but
That Dallas game is a 4:25 game.
They've
So
given
it's,
us
Okay.
it's not a night game, but still, yeah.
Okay.
It's still quick.
They've given
quick
us a hard
turnaround.
time. I will say. I mean, Washington gave us overtime at home last year. That was tough, and that was with
Yeah.
fucking who was the
What's his
quarterback
name?
then?
Yeah, what was his name?
Heineke.
Taylor Heineke.
Heineke's son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Heineke's-
like,
Taylor Heineken.
it depends on
Heineken
how
fucked
these
that
rookie
shit.
corners play. To be honest with you, I mean, like a lot of
I
this
feel a lot of these games depend on how the
Yeah, but I'm
that
just saying,
secondary
though,
holds
like,
up,
you
which
know-
is a big question. But
for sure. But I think that it could be a tough game. I think that could be a loss, but I have it as a dub. So
I think we all
10
have
and 1.
yeah.
I wasn't saying it's going to be a loss. I was just saying this is something to consider. But
Yeah.
I
yeah,
think
the
we
Commanders
win.
always do play us tough, but I had it as a dub at the end of the day.
Or 9 and 1, I should say, not 10 and 1 yet.
Moving on to sunny Los Angeles against the Rams.
Dub.
I was struggling with this one, but I had it as a dub.
I have this one as a loss.
Same.
I think, going out to the West Coast is always tough. The Rams' offense presents some challenges. This will be a big test for said young secondary players.
Yeah, Puka.
Yeah, you got Puka and Cooper, man.
Yeah.
I think that last year we
I had us losing to them last year, and we handled them pretty thoroughly.
Had us winning against
we
them
snuck
last
it out.
year.
We snuck it out against them. We watched that game out
Yeah, it
front
was
of
a
our
close game.
house.
Yeah.
We snuck it out, but you have now an aged Sam Bradford, or what the fuck is his name?
Stafford,
whatever the fuck his
Sam
name is.
Bradford.
You got Stafford out there. You got no more Aaron Donald, which is huge, especially without Kelsey out there. So you have a more level playing set in terms of offense against defensive line. I mean, Puka Nacua, he was out there last year against us and had a great first half. That was Goddard's big breakout game because Goddard wasn't really activated in the offensive scheme at all.
Yeah, that's true.
So you have a new Kellen Moore. I would feel like by then we're moving and grooving. I think this team cooks this team. I'm not gonna lie. I think that we smoke the Rams and we get a dub.
I think it's going to be a close game, and it's a loss.
I think this defense puts pressure on the Rams offense, and I think that we just actually dominate that game. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's a pretty easy win. I think the Rams are gonna be trash this year.
They very well could be, which is like kind of the fun of this exercise. You don't know what these teams are going to look like in 5 months, but at the same time, like, I don't know, just going by gut, I think if the Rams, like if Stafford's healthy, they can keep him upright, that offense is going to be scary.
Sure. He was healthy last year too, but he still played like a bitch.
And it was a close game.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it all comes down to that. If he's hurt,
and I think the biggest
they'll be good.
The biggest factor is no Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
I mean, we've always neutralized him.
Yeah, with double teams, like if you can play just man to man now on the O line and actually run for a little bit and not force the ball downfield, this could be a pretty easy win. I'm not gonna lie, and it's Sunday Night Football.
All right, moving on. At Baltimore Ravens, I have an L.
I'm hanging in L. This is a good team, man. This is a good team. If we're in Philly, I'd take the win. I think it's going to be like 27-23. This game's going to come down to the wire, but I give it to them.
Yeah, I think this is an L too. We got a clean L across the board here.
You're December. It's 4:30. East Coast could be pretty sloppy, pretty rainy probably game too. Probably a shitty weather game. With that O-line too, I mean, you have a pretty good O-line at Baltimore. You got Derrick Henry in there now.
I could see him.
Lamar Jackson. So you have like a pretty much phenomenal, could be potentially the best dual threat in terms of quarterback, running back, run game. Could be a pretty messed up game for us that way. Again, depends upon how this Vic Fangio defensive line runs, but I think that in Baltimore, come back off of a Sunday Night Football game too, to come back and play away, I think it's an L. It's only my second one this season, though, so I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, this is my second L in a row because I had been losing to the Rams. Yep. I think this is 2 losses in a row. Buttholes are starting to get pretty tight in the Delaware Valley. Sense. I think people are worried, like, oh, is this the start of another late season collapse?
Well, you know what they say, when your butthole gets tight, put some Old Bay on that bitch.
Who says that?
Is that what they say?
That's what they say in Maryland.
Where do they say that?
No, they don't.
In Maryland, yeah.
That's what they say.
They put Old Bay on everything down there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so then moving on, back at home, Carolina Panthers.
We gotta say
win.
If they lose this game, man,
they're ass.
We can never record another podcast.
You can even spell Carolina without a W. Carolina.
Yeah.
We ain't losing to small-ass Bryce Young.
No.
Yeah, this is...
He's even the quarterback by
This
then.
is the easiest win of the season,
I think this is the easy stretch here. I'm going to go pop off. You're going to be all whatever.
Yeah, that's going to be a nice get-right game after losing to Baltimore. And then moving on to Pittsburgh at home the following week.
I have this as a win, but who's Pittsburgh's quarterback?
Either Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. Those are the two options.
Whoever.
Russell Wilson. Someone named
It's going to be Russell Wilson. It's going to be an easy win.
Well, no, by then... By week, 15, he might be hurt. It could be Justin Fields, but
he's not that good either.
I have that as a dub. Either Wilson will be hurt or TJ Watt will be hurt. Someone from that team that's a crucial member will be done.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
It's gonna be washed Russell Wilson or it's gonna be Justin Fields fumbling the ball 3 times.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
Those are the options in that week.
Yeah.
Dub.
And then at Washington.
Dub.
I'm gonna put this as an L just because. No, just
they always play us hard. They always play us hard.
It's always tough down there for whatever reason, and just because, like, I mean, somewhere in the season we're gonna lose to a team we shouldn't lose to, and that's the one I have.
Is it always tough down there where we got like 15 sacks 2 years ago?
Yeah, we lost a lot of bad games.
But
down
we've lost
there
some
too.
shitty games. Yeah,
It's not always tough though. You can't say that shit.
not literally always, but it's
You
like
just said it's always
often.
tough.
it's often tough.
Often's better than always.
But I'm just saying, at some
now.
point
Damn.
in the season, I think we're gonna lose a game that we shouldn't lose
Damn, you love Josh
somewhere,
Harris.
and I'm gonna say that one just because it's like
Dub.
Yeah, I got this one as a win, but I do think it's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, I'm saying win here. I don't know, man. By then, who's going to be starting a quarterback for them?
That's what I'm saying. I think by week 16, Washington's going to be in shambles. Dan Quinn's defense will probably be good. That's what he's known for.
But their offense
But
is
his
going to
offense
be
is
so
going to
bad.
be
Yo.
ass. It's going to be trash.
Terry McLaurin, he finna get traded before the trade deadline.
Big time. They're going to be on a sell mode. They'll be on sell
contending
mode.
team's going to take him.
Whenever
And
their bye week is...
I don't know what kind of contract he's on, but he's going to want to get the hell up out of there.
I mean, a lot of it depends on Jalen Daniels and if he's any good or not. I'm not really a believer, but it's not impossible that they're a better team because they have a better quarterback. He could outperform Taylor Heineke potentially.
I mean, you could outperform Tyler Heineke. He's not that good. The team's fucking ass. I just think it's an easy dub. It's a 1 o'clock game in December.
No, I agree. I got it as a win.
By then, we should be moving and grooving. We're coming off 2 big wins at home against Carolina and Pittsburgh. You're going 2 hours away or whatever it is. You should smack that team. After having a disappointing ending to the season last season, you should honestly win out after Washington.
Well, let's talk about that. So
next week, Dallas at home. I have this as a win.
Dub.
So here's the deal, man. This is going to be for the division.
425.
This is going to be for all the marbles.
December 29th.
I think this is going to be a good game. I think this is going to be a tight game. I think final score is 31-27 Eagles. We win the division. And we get to rest our players the following week.
Damn, my nipples are hard right now.
Yeah, I agree. I had this as a win for the division. I think we're going to split with Dallas. I think we'll lose in Jerry World. Take this game to take the division.
I think this wins 42-23. I think it's been so long.
You're calling like a 44-6,
Well,
like 2008.
I think we probably get smacked the first time we played Dallas. You know what I mean? Dallas always starts off hot. They'll probably beat our ass, bring us down to reality.
Go.
And they're all like, oh my God, this is it. Whatever. We're back. But by the time you get to week 17, you got banged up fucking Ezekiel Elliott. You only really have as a receiver core, what's it called? CeeDee Lamb. So, I'm not really that worried about Dallas. And you're at home, 429. Probably could be flexed, if I'm not going to lie. December 29th. Wouldn't be surprised if they flex it to a night game, depending on how the division shakes out.
I'm almost positive it's going to.
So, Sunday night football then, Dallas versus Eagles. We're due for a just demolishing of Dallas at home in a meaningful game. Not just beating up Dallas when we already have it wrapped up. I want to see them out there just kick some fucking ass.
Yeah, it's going to be flexed to a night game. It's going to be full goth Eagles with the black helmets.
It's going to be Buck down there.
Yeah.
Or Kelly Green.
Everyone's going to be hammered. Yeah, it could be a Kelly Green.
Or you go flex Kelly Green with the throwback Dallas jerseys too, which would be
that'd be great.
Sick.
Yeah.
Whew.
Here we go.
And then we finish
I have
off.
not missed hearing that.
And then we finish off against the Giants at home. I think a lot of this depends on if everything's wrapped up by then. But I'm just going to say this is a win. Even if we are resting stars, I think it could very well be a win. So
Dub.
I think both teams got nothing to play for, and it's a close Eagles win.
I think it's completely meaningless. We rest everyone and we lose, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I think Kenny Pickett goes out there and probably slings that ball around a little bit, gets a little win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For the Philly kid, grew up wearing a Phillies Eagles jersey. You know what I mean? He can go out there, do his little thing, beat up the Giants, beat up the Cutlet boy. It's like a little bromance.
Tommy Cutlets.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So where are we all tallied up? I have 4 losses.
I have 5. I got 12 and 5. First place in the NFC East.
I got 6 losses, but still first place in the NFC East, so I got us third in the NFC.
I'm between. That's fucked up. I'm between 14-3 or 15-2. I swear to God. Yeah. I'm rocking with it right now.
Oh no,
Jeffrey Lurie's gonna run for president last minute and win.
I think that honestly, the way this team is built and the things that they've done this offseason has given me confidence to say that without actually faltering at all. I think that the schedule is pretty light. Again, it all hinges upon how this team shows up with these new coordinators, and that it could all blow up in our face big time. But I think with the roster they have and the players they have on paper right now, you got a great defensive coordinator right now. I think way better than we had last year in terms of the scheme they could come up with. You have youth, which is huge, as we've seen in the NBA, where you got guys that try to bring in old heads that can't do it. The NFC East is pretty easy, so we should win the division. And the offense, if we had just had a decent offensive coordinator last year, we wouldn't have lost all those games at the end of the season. We could have ended the season 14-2 as well. So, little things like that happen. I think they've adjusted that thing, and I'm not going to lie. You split with Dallas, you lose to Baltimore, that could be it. You might lose to Cincinnati, sure, but everybody else, you should really beat, to be honest. Green Bay had a great run at the end, but Dallas is a fucking fraud-ass team anyway in the playoffs, so, they had that great run. That was fine. Then they got almost beat San Fran, but whatever. San Fran's a bitch-ass team, too. I'm not afraid of any of these fucking teams that we play.
You got to take them Kelly Green colored glasses off, man.
I mean, the schedule is way easier this year.
It's a second-place schedule for sure, but I don't know, 15-2.
I said it's a flex, 14-3. I'm reasonable.
Either way.
Yeah, 14-3 is the reasonable prediction.
I'm humble.
Either way, I don't know. I feel like 11-6 is probably a little too down. Maybe I'm kind of just traumatized from last year.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that.
Yeah, this is why I said it was 12-5 at the end of the day when I was going through this.
My CTE maybe it did hit in. Who knows? Well, whatever.
You need to be on CTSPN with Antonio Brown.
Yeah. I'll take my shirt off. I run around the field. Who cares?
You'll be on there with Pat McAfee, Antonio Brown. I don't even know who else is on there. Some guys.
I'm just riding that Cy Young.
Aaron Rodgers, probably.
I'm just riding that Cy Young call out. I'm feeling pretty hot with my takes right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm feeling pretty good about it. Yeah. I feel confident with it.
Yeah.
No team scares me. We're not playing any great team. We're playing the Rams who are rebuilding. You got Baltimore, Dallas twice, Cincinnati, and Green Bay. That's it.
It's an easy schedule. It's a second-place schedule, but anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean, every team always loses a few games they shouldn't lose. That's typical, which is why I have them going 12-5 at the end of the day. Though I agree, I'm not afraid most of the teams on our schedule. But, teams fuck up. They drop some games they shouldn't drop. I mean, yeah, per the great Professor Dennis Selman, I mean, we got the 6th easiest schedule by strength of schedule when you're looking at Super Bowl odds for next year. So yeah. That's pretty good. I think if they all the changes they made this offseason pan out, they're going to be the top seed in the NFC East. I mean NFC.
They could, yeah.
Number one in the NFC East.
Everything falls right. I think they're top seed in the NFC. I think this is probably the last year the 49ers are good, so I think the 49ers take the top seed. After this, my mom's a Niners fan. On Mother's Day, she was like, so what's up with Ayuk? Is he going to come back? It's like, Mom, I don't know. And I was like, quite frankly,
probably not.
Whether he does or doesn't, y'all's window is closing. And she's like, what do you mean? It's like, I'm not going to break your heart on Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Talk about this next
time. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bury you in a week.
So I found this article that I thought was interesting, that I thought would be a good thing for when having a physician here to comment on. This is published in the paper of record, the New York Post. The headline is Castration Club's alleged ringleader who made, quote, testicle salad sentenced to 22 years in prison.
What?
The alleged ringleader of a British-based body modification club responsible for the castration of nearly 60 men will spend at least the next 22 years behind bars. Over 6 years, UK officials allege Norwegian-born Marius Gustafsson, 46, earned close to... Yeah, Gustafsson. Oh, actually, it is Gustafson. Yeah, Gustafson.
See?
Earned close to $250,000 through his website, Eunuch Maker.
What?
The subscriber-only site featured footage of the actual castrations of group members. Marius Gustafson is allegedly the ringleader of a complex conspiracy. He pleaded guilty to 5 counts of causing grievous bodily harm with intent, according to the BBC. He was sentenced to a minimum of 22 years. Many members of the castration club had their healthy body parts, typically the genitals, removed surgically. The group's faithful dubbed themselves, quote, nullos, as in nullification. In court, prosecutors alleged Gustafson kept the lopped-off body parts for consumption later on. He once cooked up some testicles for lunch, laying them out as part of a, quote, artfully arranged salad platter, the court heard. Gustafson also admitted to freezing a man's leg so severely it had to be medically removed. Gustafson, who used a wheelchair due to his own amputation, told the Irish Independent newspaper in a February 2022 interview he willingly had his leg, penis, and part of his nipple removed by the group because he wanted to, quote, look like a Ken doll down there.
But why the nipple?
Yeah, that part's a little...
Yeah, does Ken have nipples?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I actually...
Maybe not.
He said,
I don't think they does.
But if,
I think he's all smooth.
But if not, though, why only one nipple then?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, just to get around the other one.
And down there is a very loose term for that, man. If he said one nipple, my balls, and one leg.
Yeah. But so my question is, like, as a medical professional, what are the, like, medical ethics of something like this, assuming that it is consensual? I mean, these guys signed up for this group, and I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think if someone's asking you to remove their testicles, like, you can do it ethically. It's, I believe in patient autonomy, so if a patient says... I don't want these balls anymore. I want to be a Ken doll. I'm going to honor that request.
Yeah. So if you're working and a patient comes in and says, "Doc, I'm tired of these balls. I don't want them no more."
Yeah. Just get rid of those balls.
Yeah, you got to do it. This guy seemed like he wasn't.
But isn't a eunuch
I think
though,
he was.
no dick,
I think this guy was lacking the proper
right
qualifications and certificates necessary to perform such operations, which is kind of the crux of the issue here.
I think the people that signed up for a eunuch club did not understand what a eunuch club was.
Eunuch Maker.
They thought they were going to Uniqlo.
Right.
But they were actually going to Uniqlo.
And they walk out with no dick or ball. Yeah. They're like, oh my God, I made a big mistake.
Yeah, they thought they were just buying some tights. And
you
then
can't
next
return that.
They got their balls removed.
They're like, I had my receipt here. They're like, yeah, but I can't really, doesn't really go back that way real quick.
Yeah, I mean, if you want your balls removed, you should see an actual medical professional. I mean, people do that. That's part of gender reassignment surgery. Nothing wrong with that if that's something you want.
Yeah, but even even outside of the, even like a non-gender thing, just a regular, just a cisgendered man who just decides that he wants to
be a eunuch,
be ballless with the boys.
No, but a eunuch I thought was like nothing at all. They cut everything off. It's not just balls, dick and balls. Everything.
Is that what that is?
That's what I thought.
I thought a eunuch was like the clear cut.
Not necessarily. I think sometimes they keep the dick. They just take the balls off.
Oh.
Because that's going to, take out the sex drive and probably make it pretty hard to get your dick hard.
Oh. Interesting. Well.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you got to pee some way.
But it's like,
Yeah, taking out the dick causes a lot of problems.
Yeah.
That's, that's also, in sexual things aside, you do pee through there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, what happens to your urethra?
Yeah.
It just becomes a little stub.
This guy...
In the hole.
Yeah, would just be dribbling out.
This guy,
Marius
Gustafson, probably not going about...
wearing diapers.
Yeah. I mean, the guy probably not going about everything the right way, but I mean,
How did he freeze someone's leg?
I don't know.
Well, he was also in
that much details.
So you're telling me these guys went to a guy in a wheelchair and were like, let me go...
Yeah, there's a website.
Is it still active?
I would assume it'd be shut down.
Probably not after this case.
It's a new webmaster. Yeah, you could probably get that domain name now. But I mean, we've heard a lot has been made the past few years about this epidemic of male loneliness and all this kind of stuff. And here's a guy who comes along and is able to form a real sense of community amongst a bunch of guys who just want to be a part of something and have their testicles removed.
Yeah, it's kind of sweet when you put it that way.
That is touching, you know.
Yeah.
Getting your balls chopped off with the boys. Sounds like a great male bonding experience, actually.
Yeah.
Then you can freeze them and eat them later.
Eat them.
Yeah.
I will say, though, you ever had like a cow testicle or anything like that?
Nah.
I've never had a Rocky Mountain oyster.
Pretty
You
good,
like?
not gonna lie.
You probably would like them.
They're not bad.
It's chewy.
It's, done the right way. It's not terrible, but I like them fried because then it's almost like what's it called? Scrapple in a way, but like a
Interesting.
chewy scrapple.
Yeah.
Tastes like liver, but the texture of scrapple.
Yeah, less irony in a way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Here's another one of these sort of like health. Here's this one video I found on Twitter. This like health guru guy. Like,
This
listen to
is
this.
aged urine. This is about 6 months. It's got that nice brown tint to it. And then, of course, gnarly. Smells like ammonia. The research that I've shown is it's good for parasites. It's good for your gut microbiome. So, of course, we can drink a little bit and see what happens.
Ew.
And he drinks a little bit.
The way I like to use it ultimately is topically. So you put a little bit in your hand there,
Ew.
and then you just rub it on your
Rubbing
skin.
pee on your skin.
Yeah, he was rubbing it on his face. You guys couldn't
What
see
do you
it.
think?
God.
Yuck.
What did you make of what was he talking about? Microbiomes and
You drank pee before? You should know.
Like, that was part of a bet.
But
That
not aged.
I wasn't
though.
That
doing
was
it for
fresh
medical
pee.
reasons.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
fresh
that's true.
pee.
Yeah,
Trevor
that
wasn't
wasn't aged.
Trevor wasn't drinking 6-month-old barrel-aged piss.
Well, it's
Yeah.
not barrel. It's just in a glass jar. It's the sun's hitting
Yeah,
that.
This
Six
guy's
month
got a
barrel-aged
big old.
pee.
This guy's got a big
old
old
jug of
mason
piss.
jar.
The sun's hitting that. That's not good to have the
Ew.
sun hit that piss. You gotta have that
Is
shit
it
dark
brown?
hole.
It's
Oh,
brown.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
it's
brown.
brown.
It's,
Ew.
oh, it's dark.
I mean,
That's
I
vulgar.
will say there is some weird stuff about the microbiome. Like we do literally give people like shit transplants sometimes to like reset their microbiome. Like they're
So you put someone's poop in someone else's body?
yeah.
What?
Ew.
Yeah, we do
Wait.
do that.
Wait, what does that mean to like reset the microbiome?
Do you put it back in the hole that it came from, or you just inject it in?
You can get poop capsules, so you're not like tasting the poop. It's in a capsule.
You make
Oh wait,
eat
so you
it?
take it orally?
yeah.
I thought when you said
Nope. Hell
I'm like
no.
a fucking idiot. I'm just imagining you shoving poop up someone else's ass
No,
with
no,
like
no,
a
no, no.
with like a little
Nope.
like a bartender muddler or something. Just like shit.
Nah, he makes him eat that shit.
It can be. It can
Okay,
be.
so there's capsules, so you don't
they're
taste
capsules,
anything.
or it can be administered
What if
during
someone were to bite down on the capsule?
Do you-
while
Well, I
it's
would
in their
recommend
mouth?
that. That's
Do you
a
put
good
it in
idea.
pudding at least, or like a?
No, it's in a capsule. You're not gonna taste it. It's
Yeah,
fine.
well,
It's like
someone's
taking
like-
any other pill. It's like taking fish oil. That shit tastes bad.
Do they
but-
know what they're thinking when they take the pill of
Yeah.
shit?
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, I guess I'll figure it out.
So I mean, what I mean by resetting the microbiome is, we all have bacteria in our gut. Some bacteria is good bacteria, some bacteria is bad bacteria. Sometimes the bad bacteria take over and you get sick. So the way to fight that is by replacing the bad bacteria with some good bacteria. So you get some poop from a healthy person, you take it in, and you reset the
And they
microbiome.
clean. What the fuck?
Yeah. Sometimes it is done by a colonoscopy where they, put a scope up your butt and they just kind of spray the poop around inside. So you can do it that way too, not with a muddler, but it's a little more. It's a little
A
more,
little more sophisticated, a
yeah,
little more
sophisticated
clean.
than that. But yeah, you can either take capsules or you can put it in a scope.
Wow.
But yeah, urine, I
That's a new one.
wouldn't really recommend. You can drink fresh urine safely. It's sterile when it first comes out. You're leaving that shit sitting around in the sun. It's not going to be sterile anymore, and I wouldn't really recommend that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, look out for those those wellness gurus with their aged piss remedies.
And watch
It's
out for
not-
that pills
It's
too.
not all it's chalked up to be.
Shit pills.
Yeah.
Wow.
Forget the aged piss, stick to shit pills.
So how do you get the shit from someone else into a pill then? And you put it in someone else's mouth?
There's actually a shit bank.
Oh!
I think it's in Boston.
It's underneath
Has to
TD
be.
Garden.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
underneath Tea
Yeah,
Garden.
the Boston Bowel Movement Bank.
But yeah, healthy people donate their poop to the shit bank, and it
BBB.
gets
The
like.
BB.
Wait, could you get paid to donate your
BBB.
poop?
I think
the
you probably do.
BBBM.
Yeah.
Why
the
aren't I
Boston-
could be like
The Boston
Boston-
Bowel
I could be doing
Movement.
this.
Yeah, you might want to look
That
into
sounds
it.
that sounds a lot
BBB.
that sounds a lot easier than donating plasma or whatever people do when they're desperate for money and need to.
What, to donate ate shit.
I mean, you're gonna shit anyway.
You know how hard that must be to bag
I do it all the time.
bag your shit?
Might as well be making money from it. Might as well you turn that brown into green, baby.
No, but if it hits...
Do they take, on the Bristol stool scale, does your poop have to be a certain number? Or would they take just diarrhea?
No, I feel like it probably has to be solid.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, if it's from a healthy...
If you bite into the diarrhea pill, then you're fucked up.
If you're doing diarrhea, then that's not really like a healthy poop.
Right.
Yeah, it's got to be a nice poop.
So
Probably
what
like
you're saying is I could
firm.
donate to the Boston Bowel Movement Bank.
Yeah.
Has to be at least
I
solid
should sign
or
up
pebbles.
for that.
I've
I've been having some solid shit lately.
But you're just listening to that while you're filling your turds up with you're filling a fucking Nalgene container with your shit.
Oh my god.
Well, with that, I think we're gonna just wrap this up.
Hold up, does Dean have anything to plug?
Yeah, anything to plug?
Well, not his ass. Damn.
Yeah.
Dean might need to see Santa.
Sell your shit to the stool bank in Boston. I'm gonna plug that. If you're ill or dying, go to Temple University Hospital. Ask for me. I'll be there. Happy to take care of you.
Nice.
Otherwise, I don't do much. I'm not on any social media. I don't have a whole lot of shit to plug. No pun intended.
Yeah.
You'll catch Dean drinking, hanging out with the podcast boys.
Yeah. Well, that'll just about do it for us here tonight, everybody. Please leave us a 5-star rating and review wherever you do the podcast. Give us a subscribe on YouTube. Follow on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Send us an email at citywidepod@gmail.com. And from all of us here at the Citywide, good morning, good afternoon, good night.
Peace.
Fuck the Mets.
See ya.